My name is Dr. Vengietek, and today about parenting, ways to deal with current coronavirus situation for parents with school-aged children. Establish new routine, stick to it within regards to keeping hygiene, dressing, schoolwork, exercising, meal, and bedtime. You and your child should sit down and write out a routine. Be sure to allow for their input. In other words, if you exercise in the morning, your child can do so at 3 p.m. It doesn't matter when, it matters that they were allowed to make that decision, which will more likely help them to stick to the plan. Assign tasks to your kids to involve them in running the household. So if they cook and if they made a mess, just say thank you for the meal. Try to divide childcare between caregivers to give one time and everyone the time to do what they need to do, work, errands, chores. So maybe you share dining table with your son when you work, read, but your husband will play ping pong in a garage, walk with your daughter, and or play basketball outside for a few minutes. It all counts and their responsibility is divided. Establish particular hours for schoolwork, and if you work from home, establish work hours too. Schedule time for work and for breaks. Stick with it. It's incredibly important when you're in a full house and everybody's trying to do something that they need to do. Their schedule is not a bad idea because they'll know when you're going to do A, B, C, D, and most likely they will not stand in your way when you will do it. And stick with it. Involve kids, especially older ones, to help you out with cooking meals. They will learn skills and you will have an easier job preparing meals. It is great time to teach your children how to cook, clean. In other words, they are in school even while helping in the kitchen. Life skills can be so hard to teach them when they are in school and involved in after-school activities. Now it's the best time to show them how life looks like. Whenever it is your turn to take a break, use it to decompress. Take a shower, bath, read a book, take a nap, exercise, go for a quick walk. Let your spouse take a break as well. Give kids time to play, read, watch some TV or play games. Observe their activity on social media, what games they play online and whom they talk to. Make sure you notice if your child withdraws, prefers loneliness, and stays in their room all the time. It is not a good time. This is not good for all the time. Listen, let them talk to you to make sure your child is not depressed. Do not ignore loneliness, withdrawal, lack of exercise activity, and poor diet. These can be symptoms of depression. Give them some space, but make sure they spend time with you and family. Organize family playtime, board games, arts, crafts, dancing, exercise. When you do get them involved, stop controlling. Stop telling them what they are doing wrong and what they should do better. Let them watch you and learn from you what you do. This will help them. This will help with avoiding argument, future withdrawal from its activity. In other words, if your teenager decided to be involved and you are criticizing them, they will not return. I would not. Help your teenagers connect with their friends. But first, talk to them about who should they and would like to invite to FaceTime. This is time for reflection about their friends, and with ones that are really good friends and those that are just acquaintances with whom not necessarily they have to have a contact every day. Talk to your teenagers about responding to 250 texts within a few minutes when they were supposed to be doing something else. Teach them that muting their phone is an option. Teach them that they have choices. There's no musts with picking up the phone. They're with you, the family. If there's an emergency, they know you are there, so nothing else can be emergency. Let's teach them this. It's crucial for their lifetime learning. If you wanted to run a mile a day, start now. If you wanted to do yoga and never had time to do so, start now. I talk to so many parents lately and they say, oh, I'm gaining weight, I'm sitting at home cooking, and I'm so unhappy. Why don't we turn it? Why don't you say, I have time for exercising. I have time to cook great dinners that are not fattening. And actually, not only I have time for exercising, but now I'm losing weight because I have time, more time for me. Why don't we turn it around? Usually when we're busy and go to work, we're saying we don't have time for exercising. Now when we do, we're saying, well, we also don't have it. So what more are we learning? We're learning that we have to make time and that we have to look at things positive. Be a role model. Limit your own Facebook time to a certain amount of times. Stick to your plan. As reading your news feed may take up more time than you can afford. So maybe that's the exercising time, not your Facebook time. Limit your texting to a certain amount of time. You don't have to respond to everybody. Pamentai, remember that we can also be a good role model at home to your teenager. Your teenager watches you and will behave as you do. So, if you have a friend coming over, they would like to have one too. This is not a good resolution at this time. If you go to the store, either engage your teenager with it or stay home, as they think whatever you do, they can do too. Remember, you're an example. If you yell, your kids will yell, and the house will be a horrible place to be for everyone. So do not yell under any circumstances. Watch your reactions. Watch how you communicate to your kids, because they'll do exactly the same. They're your mirror. So if you show poor manners, poor behaviors, they will copy you more than they already do in such special and confined spaces as we are right now. Meditate, relax, read, be calm, and most of all, don't get sick. I hope it was helpful. My name is Dr. Vingirek. Be well.